welcome back to my YouTube channel and to the second video of our altcoin training series, in which I will be giving you a couple of tips of how to invest into altcoin. In the previous video, we have been looking at what an altcoin basically is, where it does come from, and where it can potentially go to. In this second video, I will be giving you a couple of tips how you can choose an altcoin that has the potential of giving you profits into the future. And then in the upcoming videos, I'll be showing you where you can basically buy altcoin. In this video series is basically designed that every previous video is the foundation of the next video. So if you haven't seen the first video of this training series, I can suggest you to just step a little bit back, watch the first video before you move forward onto this video here. Alright, before we get started, this video training series is presented by me and myself. I'm Romina Flummi. You are most welcome to send me a friendship request on Facebook. Send me a friendship request so I can connect with you. If you have any questions, any concerns, if you're new investors and just want to connect with me and ask me a couple of questions, I'll be more than happy to help you out in any capacity that I can. If you are an experienced online investor, feel free to connect with me as well, because I do believe that there's always something that I can learn from yourself, and maybe you can learn something from what I have to say as well. All right. So let's look into how we can choose an altcoin. This video is a little bit differently designed to the videos that you previously seen. I go a little bit into the practical side of things, so you have an idea where to go to, which website to look at, and all that sort of thing. Okay, in this video I'll be more talking about a buy and hold strategy. So this video is not designed to teach you how to day trade or how to buy and sell altcoins in a very short period of time, because basically I don't have the experience to actually share that with you. So I'm more follow a buy and hold strategy. There are a lot of people out there that are experienced in day trading. They have the time and the knowledge to do that. So they're most welcome, if you want to follow that strategy, to approach people that actually have the experience to do that. All right. So I'll be basically, with the buy and hold strategy, I will basically give you recommendations on how to find and buy an altcoin with potential, with the potential to grow in the future. So that is the strategy I follow. You might want to look into a different strategy that's suitable for you, but what I try to do is to share as much knowledge as possible of what I have to, experience in the last couple of months. All right. So there are a couple of steps that I personally follow and that I recommend you that you might want to follow as well. So the first step is the CoinMarketCap Top 30. I'll be looking into every step in detail during this video. Then we have to ask the question, what stands behind a coin? That is one of the most important questions to ask, because there are around 900 altcoins out there, but there's only a small amount of coins that actually has the potential to grow into the future. So that's something that we want to find out, which coins are actually those coins that we want to invest into. Then information gathering through official websites, YouTube and Google research, and important is also that you gather information from as many sources as possible and don't limit yourself to just one source or one single opinion. All right, so the first step, as I said, is CoinMarketCap Top 30. So what does that mean? CoinMarketCap Top 30 is the market capitalization of each and every coin. So as I said, there are around 900 coins out there, but there's only a small amount of coins that offers potential for us as investors to grow in the future and gives us a reasonable amount of profit when we're looking into the buy and hold strategy. So what I normally do is to reduce the amount of choices that I have and coins to look at by limiting myself to the top 30s, 20s and 30s as well. I personally prefer to invest into coins that have proven themselves successful in the market to a certain extent, rather than investing into not very well traded coins or just new coins or something like that. I'll be looking into some into opportunities for you to look into investing into new coins, but I personally step away from that because it's just too risky and the coin hasn't proven successful as of yet. What I do, I show you now the option for you to have a look into the market capitalization. So coinmarketcap.com offers you a fantastic opportunity to have a look at the market capitalization of each and every coin. As you can see here, we have the Bitcoin with the first place in market capitalization, followed by Ethereum, Ripple, Bitcoin Cash, which is just newly released, Neo, Litecoin, and so on and so forth. So here we have the entire amount of choices. I normally limit myself into the top 100. I wouldn't look any further than to the top 100. We also can see on this page, when we take, for example, the Bitcoin, we can see the trading volume within 24 hours. We can see the percentage change and the 7-day graph. And especially the Bitcoin has been rising this week pretty steadily, which is quite exciting for most people. But you have the same information available for Ethereum, Ripple, Bitcoin Cash, and all of that. So it is a very valuable resource to look into. Then you can also see on the top of here the total market capitalization of all cryptocurrency, and we can see here that we are dealing with a massive market, as well as the 24-hour trading volume. And the Bitcoin dominance in the market is 49.4%, which is quite massive. But it's not the entire market only dominated by Bitcoin. What we have also here, I'll show you a little bit around so you get an idea what you're looking at. So we have the opportunity to also see or to look into trending charts. So trending charts basically show us the gainers and losers of the last, I think, 24 hours. My laptop just takes a little bit. Yep. So we have the choice of the last 24 hours, the last 7 days. We can see here that we have like hundreds of % of gain within just one single day, which I basically mentioned in the last video, that in the altcoin market or in the cryptocurrency market itself, there's a lot of possible in both directions, in the win and lose direction as well. Another interesting tool that we have here is also global charts. When it comes to global charts, I personally believe that the cryptocurrency market is rising, and I don't say that because of whatever, because we have actually proof that the market has been rising, especially in 2017. So we can see here that the cryptocurrency market is a rising market, and I believe we are just getting started. So this is quite exciting, and we have here actually proof in numbers that this market is a market that we want to be in. Then if we scroll down a little bit, we have here the percentage of market capitalization here. The orange chart shows us the Bitcoin. So the Bitcoin has been a little bit falling, and the altcoin market has been rising. So we can see here that altcoins are getting more and more important in the marketplace, while in the past Bitcoin has been dominant compared to the altcoin market. These days, especially after the hard fork between Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin has been rising pretty fast, and altcoin have been a little bit going down, but still we're moving in a market that is quite exciting to be into. So it's very much worth to keep track on what is happening and to also study what is happening in the marketplace. All right, let's get back to our presentation. All right. So the second step, what we have to look into if we want to choose a coin that has potential for the future is to find out what stands behind the coin. So I have been mentioned in the last video that we have two types of altcoin. One is a payment coin only for example, Bitcoin or Litecoin, and other coins, they have actually technology behind them. And we want to find out what what that coin stands for. And that is, as I said, the most important question that we should be asking, because we have 900 altcoins out there. Most of those are basically rubbish coins. They don't create any value to anyone. So those are the coins that are also not very well traded. The market capitalization is also very low. So something that is not interesting for us if you want to follow a buy and hold strategy, possibly if you want to engage yourself in day trading, which, as I said, I won't go into at this in this video. Okay, now we have to also ask a question: what does a coin need to be actually having a potential to grow? So the first thing is an experienced development team. So we want to find out who stands behind the coin, who is developing the coin, and is this team or this person well known, or do these people have experience in the marketplace? Then another thing that a coin needs to be successful or potentially successful in the marketplace is to have a technology or a service that is significantly different to others and that creates value to the user. Even it can be a user like a customer user, it can be a business user, so it has to have some sort of value to whoever this is supposed to use the coin. If we are looking at a payment coin only, for example, like a Bitcoin, it's very important that that coin is actually accepted, because if no one accepts that coin, if no one wants to pay with that coin and that, then obviously we don't have a coin that has potential for a future. And it is important to know that it's quite easy to create a cryptocurrency. So if you have like a little bit of an experience on how to create a currency, then it's quite easy to put a currency out there, and that's why we have a lot of gimmick coins in the marketplace that appear and then just disappear in the market. So it's something that you might want to be aware of. And then if we gather our information, what I personally do, I always ask myself, does it actually make sense what the coin does, or what the technology does, who it does it for, etc. And does the technology that stands behind the coin actually has potential for the future? If that is the case, the coin is good to purchase, and I don't really care where the prices are at when I make a decision. Obviously, you maybe want to avoid to buy a coin if it's just risen 200% or 1000%, because it's most likely that the price decreases. But I personally believe there is no good or bad point in buying a coin, because the market is rising in general. So it's always a good position to be invested into that marketplace. Okay, then gathering information. So I put the last 3 steps into one step for the big presentation. So gathering information, there's a lot of opportunity how you can actually do that. So the official website is one of the things that you want to have a look into. Having said that, the official website is great to gather initial information. What is the coin all about? Who's the inventor and all of that? But I personally believe it's not suitable to be the only source of information, because obviously if you want to sell a coin, you put a little bit of a bloomy language out there, bloomy view on things. So you want to have a little bit of more opinions, a little bit more information out there, and that's why I always advise that it's a good idea to make your Google research, make your YouTube research, see what other people say, see what other people's opinions are, maybe also expert opinions. And it's also good to gather information from different sources. So if you say YouTube, Google, there are blogs out there. So find those, or even your competition, people that are invested in the marketplace, ask them, what do you think about that coin? Try to gather as many information as possible during your research. Be neutral though, so don't go out there and say, okay, I only want to have the positive information, or if someone says like, okay, I don't like this coin because of this and that, don't take it on board in a negative or positive way. Try to be as neutral as possible, which means gather all the information, negative and positive, put them together, analyze the information, analyze the official information, and then look what makes sense or not. If it makes sense to buy that coin, go ahead and buy it. If you have a bad gut feeling or something like that, then I wouldn't suggest to buy that coin as well. All right, I give you a little bit of an idea as well when it comes to information gathering. So when it comes to official website, I searched out a couple of coins that are interesting to look at, which is Ethereum. So Ethereum is a blockchain technology that allows a lot of projects to get realized, a very interesting cryptocurrency to look at. We have here a lot of information. So for example, smart wallet, etc. can be realized through Ethereum. So that's a coin that I would suggest to have a further look into. Litecoin, which we can see here. Litecoin is a payment coin only. So we have here a lot of information about the Litecoin, which are very interesting to look at if you want to make maybe a decision on Litecoin. If you make your information gathering, what I normally do is I get onto the normal web page, I get my information from different sources. I also look into the market capitalization on coinmarketcap.com. So look at the coin, how has it developed, what's the growth rate in that coin, what's the prices. If it does make sense and it looks lucrative, and make a buying decision right here. So let's have a look into Litecoin. See here we have a little bit of growth. The graph has been going up and down. So it's interesting to look into that as well. Having said that, I personally have most trust in Bitcoin because I do believe Bitcoin is has a potential to be a new world currency. And the difference between Bitcoin and altcoin is that Bitcoin is decentralized. So there's not one development team standing behind the Bitcoin compared to altcoins, because every altcoin has like a development team behind it, so it's not as decentralized as the Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is basically the best or the most anonymous and decentralized coin that is in the cryptocurrency market, but still it's always a good idea to look into other coins as well. Then we have here Ripple. Ripple is normally used between banks, so it's the coin that basically banks use to make a payment transaction. Here we can see also a couple of banks. Even here in Australia, Westpac uses Ripple, Santander. On an international level, we have a lot of even Germany, Reisebank, UBS. So Ripple is very well used in the business-to-business marketplace, especially among banks and among payment providers. Then we have Dash. Dash is a currency that offers very fast transaction times. It's very well used in the marketplace as well. We have see here the chart that is also rising as well, which you always can double check on CoinMarketCap. Sorry. coinmarketcap.com. Steam is very interesting because Steam has actually a social network. So people get actually rewarded in Steam if they post posts, if they write themselves messages, etc., which gives Steam a strong community as well. So it's interesting to look into Steam as well and what it actually can do. So the blockchain technology has a lot of things you can do with it. So those are the coins I would actually suggest to look at. Then we have Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash has just been released through a hard fork this month, which also, I believe, contributed to the strong rise of the value in Bitcoin. Then we have here Ethereum Classic. Ethereum Classic is just a fork of Ethereum, so same thing as between Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash. Then Monero. Monero is a very anonymous coin, so it allows very anonymous transactions, even more anonymous compared to the Bitcoin. we have seen here in the 7-day chart, it has been going a little bit down, but recently also up. So there's a lot that you can look at, but as I said, like I would suggest to look into the top 20s, top 30s, that sort of thing, especially when you're just starting to look into that marketplace. All right, there's one last thing that I would like to give you on the way as an opportunity that that you can use, and this opportunity is ICOs. So ICOs are basically pre-coin offers. Pre-coin offers means that you can actually buy yourself into coins that haven't been released and haven't been listed on exchanges yet. That can be very lucrative, because if a coin actually gets released into the marketplace and rises quickly, you can make a lot of money in a very short period of time. The same thing can happen in the negative way. So you can invest into an ICO, and the coin does start and it goes down or vanishes in the marketplace. You can lose as well a lot of money in a very short period of time. So ICOs has like both opportunities. I personally wouldn't suggest to invest in ICOs. I mostly prefer to invest in coins that have proven themselves quite successful in the marketplace. It gives you a little bit of safety there as well. I sometimes get tips from people that have a little bit more knowledge in the ICO market. Then I might invest a little bit here and there, but not too much. The risk with the ICO is that people actually think that they buy themselves into the next Bitcoin, and then in the end of the day nothing happens. So they expect like growth rates between 100 or thousands of percent, and in the end of the day, yeah, as I said, nothing happens. And ICO has also, as I said, it's easy to create a coin, it's easy to release a coin. That's why it's so easy to create also scam coins. So it's always the ICO market is very popular to release a couple of scam coins as well. So you don't want to buy yourself into it if you can avoid that. So even in the ICO market, lots of coins get released, but there's only a small amount of coins that have potential. I'll show you a little bit around. So the site that you might want to look at is ICOlist.com. I'll show you that site as well. All right. So here we have the coins, and then we have a look into, okay, there are the coins that's where it's starting soon, which are over yet. And then we have like penning statistics. So you can have a little bit of a look around. I won't be going into that any further in this video. It's just for you as having it back in mind, so you have the opportunity to actually go out in the marketplace, have a little bit of a look around, see what is possible, what is not possible. But I personally follow those steps that I mentioned. I look into the market capitalization, top 30s, 20s or 30s. I ask myself what stands behind the coin. I'll have a look into different information, including the official one, and then I make my buying decision based on if the technology or the coin makes sense. I buy myself into the coin and see what happens. All right, this was it for this video here. I hope I could create a little bit of value for your time invested here. It's not the basics, sorry for that. So if you like that video, just leave me a thumbs up to support me in my channel. Leave a comment underneath of the video as well. So if you have any question, any concerns, if you want to see anything, or have any questions that you want me to answer in the next video or in another video series, feel free to pop that underneath of this video as well. As I said, you're most welcome to connect with me over Facebook as well. So feel free to do that, and I'll be happy to hear from you soon. All right, I wish you happy investing and see you in the next video. Bye bye.